That's the ending of the introductory riff to song X from the Neil Young and Pearl Jam album Mirror Ball, which is what we're going to be talking about today. So if you're not a Neil Young fan, you probably want to pass on this one. I don't know, maybe if you're a Pearl Jam fan or something. I'm definitely more of a Neil fan, as you know if you've followed my lessons. This is going to be just fun today. This is not theory intensive by any means. This is as basic and fundamental and rudimentary as it gets with rock and roll. This is just a loud, fun, great album to rock along to when you're not feeling like you need to think too much. You know, just turn it up, plug your guitar in, and play along. Unlike some of the other Neil albums that are guitar tour de forces, or tours de force, if you will, this one doesn't have a lot of leads. This one is really more rhythm. So for you introductory players, intermediate players, this is going to be a lot of fun for you. So I'm going to cover 6 tunes from the album. I'm going to move fairly quickly, but I'm just going to show you the riffs, how to play along to it, and that way you can just take it from there. Okay, so we are going to start with song X. And that intro is just grungy as all get out. Basically the whole song is between an E minor and a D. So you're going to hammer on the E minor with your, you can use either set of 2 fingers you wish, but you're at the 2nd fret, 5th and 4th strings. And then the first time you hit open D, second time you hit open A, third time he kind of sounds like he slides into that F sharp, 6th string, 2nd fret, and then back to E. And that's kind of the way the intro goes. F sharp, it sounds like groaning, you know. It's you got to play obviously with some serious overdrive. I'm running a Route 66 visual sound with an Earthquaker speaker cranker and some Polara reverb through a David Allen Classic 10 on 1. Right? Okay, Joey Donahue, the best Telecaster bridge pickup of all time. Then you've got the chord progression, which is E minor, A minor quickly to C, and then D, hang. Over the hey-ho thing is E minor to D. And that's the song. So again, E minor, A minor quickly to C, D, E minor. Okay? And then when he solos, there is some lead in this one. It's E minor pentatonic. And one of the things that's kind of uniquely Neil with his lead style compared to a lot of other lead guitar players is he likes to solo in the open position a lot. And that's the case on this one. I've watched the live versions. So it's kind of your basic E minor pentatonic, and it follows the melody. So it's something like so you're basically at, you know, your standard E minor boxes. You're hammering a lot on that 2nd fret, 4th and 3rd string. And then coming up to that 2nd position E minor pentatonic, which you should know by now, certainly if you've watched any of my lessons. So a lot of hammer-ons, Reverse slide. Basically like that. So play along with that, play along to the record, you'll get it. It's simple as can be. And then at the very end, over the E minor, he goes, he just does this wailing note. It's the 14th fret, 3rd string, so it is an A note. It's that same note here we were just using up an octave. Okay, that's kind of how the song ends. It's pretty sick. Okay, we're going to move to song number 2, Act of Love. And this one is just a rhythm rave up. There's like basically no leads in this. He played this, there's a clip on YouTube, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, when Neil was inducted in 1995. He plays Act of Love with Crazy Horse, and he just plays the rhythm for like 3 minutes. And it's just classic Neil, because it's kind of like flipping the Academy off or whatever. You know, you're expecting a song. I'm just gonna rock like a bunch of teenagers in a garage, you know, because anyone could play this. If you picked up the guitar, you know, a week ago, you can play this. And it's awesome. So anyway, it's G to E minor. That's the first part of the rhythm part. And then the second part is just hanging on a B. And Neil plays it up here, and he just hangs on it in the live version. With the Pearl Jam on Mirrorball, they go back and forth from A to B like so. He didn't do that bending A note in the Hall of Fame. I'm not sure why. It's so rudimentary. He plays the G here instead of a full bar chord. But on the record, it's so there's just that bent A note, 2nd fret. 3rd string. Again, it's the same note, an octave lower now than he ended the first song with. And in this one, it's okay. And then if you want to do the B to A down here, it's cool. Really fun to play along with the record. Again, bonehead simple song, and again, I think that's why Neil played it with Crazy Horse at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, to just say, this is rock and roll. This is it stripped down to the fundamentals. Okay, I'm the Ocean. This is the only one that has at all a semi-tricky progression, because it's fast. It's 4 chords with hammer-ons on each. It's E minor, G, C, D. So 4 chords that you know that couldn't be easier, but there's a hammer-on on each one. So we're going to start with E minor. You're going to hammer on that 7th, D note, 3rd fret, 2nd string. So when you switch to the G, make sure you're playing it like this. I think it's easier to hammer on that A note, 2nd fret, 3rd string. So again. With the C, it's not a hammer-on, it's a pull-off from the C note on the 1st fret, 2nd string. You just... Okay, so far we have... And you might say, why am I playing a D like this? Because it's the only way that you can do the hammer-on. So with the D note, with the D chord, forget about your 1st string. Don't play your 1st string. Put your index finger on the A note, 2nd fret. Put your middle finger on the D note, 3rd fret, 2nd string. And then you're going to pull off on that A note. Put your ring finger down, 4th fret, 4th string on the F sharp note. So which resolves to the E minor. So it just goes around and around and around for like 8 minutes or something. One progression. The only thing, it's a brilliant song. The only thing that's a bummer is you can't really hear the lyrics because they're so loud, and they're really good lyrics, but when you add the drive, but it's pretty simple, right? Alright, okay, Truth Be Known. This is, he comes up to, he uses, it's a D chord. He uses the A shape, which, right, we're up here. If you were playing it like a bar chord, you'd be like this. But we're playing it like this. And you do want to use your pinky and your ring finger on the 7th fret, 2nd and 3rd strings. Because you've got to bring your index finger down a fret here in a second, and the stretch is easier that way. So again, it's... some trouble getting a good sound here, so I'm going to go back to clean. So that's just... first and second strings, then open and kind of hammer on an A chord. And you want that first string to kind of ring out, and then you do an A sus4, the D note, 3rd string, 2nd fret. So again, sorry, having some issues with that. I'm trying to do this in one take today because I'm having some issues with my iMovie program. And I don't feel like editing. Thank you. And then the Truth Be Known part is Truth Be Known, full E, E major. Walk up to a G major, D. I think they do the suspended 4 there a little bit sometime, and then back to the So again, Truth Be Known. I'm just not getting it. It's kind of hard to obviously play the A as a bar and get that first string to ring out. So you could just go, then you can't do your hammer on. So it's a toss-up. Play it as you will. The leads on that song are in A major. A major pentatonic. Okay, let's go to Downtown. This is song number 5. Neil starts off and he says, whoops, I effed up. Let me just play the riff a little bit. And he goes, basically the whole song, people. Neil loves this, right? That's the A shape E chord, 7th fret. And instead of barring all 6, he leaves that top string open. It gives the chunk, right? It gives the grunge. That's just beautiful. That's it, E, D, A, and then, you know, there's some leads. When they land on the A there at the, it's that same barring it, but in that song you don't have to worry about trying to get the first string to ring out. There's some leads there, just really breathe. Just some little Chuck Berry-ish. Slide into the 5th fret, top 2 strings. Kind of come down the A minor pentatonic a little bit. And then there's a little breakdown where they go. Which is just double stops, 4th and 3rd strings going from 5, 4, 2. And when you land on the A, you can play the chord, because that open 5th string will work there, right? That's very typical Neil again. It's the same thing he does in Rockin' in the Free World, right? Sorry, brief technical difficulties. Anyway. Same thing he does in Rockin' in the Free World. So just know that that's kind of a signature Neil deal, that E chord with the chunky open 6th string. Alright, last but definitely not least, one of my favorite Neil songs of all time, Throw Your Hatred Down. He does beautiful acoustic versions of it. He does one with Eddie a couple of times actually at the Bridge School benefits. Those are on YouTube. Check them out. It's just a very simple descending A minor G to F, but the key is when he hits the F, he goes F9. So it's... Okay, that's that F9, the G note, 3rd fret, 1st string. So as you move from your A minor to your G, it would be prudent to play the G this way. So your pinky is already anchored there at the G note. And then in the verse, C, goes to the C, then it goes to an F, E minor, F, goes back and forth, F, E minor, F, regular F, not F9, E minor, and then resolves into G. Before we go to Throw Your Hatred Down, which is simply C to F. it's just fun to when he solos, it's just over the A minor, G, F not, which I played very sloppily there, which is appropriate for Neil. And it's kind of typical when he's strumming to hit that. Seems like a lot of times he starts, you're soloing in A minor pentatonic. He likes to start the solo on the 5, the E note. Play around with your your A minor pentatonic scale there, and play around with all of these songs. Like I said, when you're playing with the record, the original, it's hard not to get caught up in the energy. It's just a very high energy record, and you know they were just having the time of their lives recording it. And if you look at the YouTube videos of Neil playing the tour in Europe with Pearl Jam, Salzburg and so forth, they're just rocking like mad. So again, for you Neil fans, this one's for you today. Everyone else, I will return to more theory-based lessons next time. All right, thanks for joining me.